Hey folks, Jason here from Westside Stores. So got a great buck this morning. I love it when a plan comes together. We're going to do a quick video on field dressing this guy, so stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. So first off, when we do this, I'm a big believer now in gut hooks. So I'm going to use a gut hook to open him down the center, and I'm going to come up to the midline of his chest here. I don't cut their throats. I mean, that's kind of an old school thing. If their heart's done beating, I don't think it makes much of a difference. I mean, he took a shot in the lungs here, so all that blood's in that cavity, and we're going to see that when I open him up and take this out. So I'm going to go down the center of his chest. I'm going to open him up real gently, open that inside up, and then I'm going to split his sternum. So we're going to split it with the bone saw. You're going to see that part. I'm going to reach up in there, cut his esophagus, and start pulling everything back. We're going to have to cut his diaphragm loose, so you got to be very careful. The diaphragm's that muscle that helps us all breathe, right? It pulls our lungs down. So when we cut that diaphragm, you got to be careful because the tenderloins are in there. I mean, the best cuts on this guy are right back in here, and we don't want to cut those when we get in there. A lot of blood and stuff going on, so you just got to be careful when you get to that part. On the back, I will split the pelvis down the center, so I'm going to split the meat in the center. And then I'm going to take two saw cuts. So you're going to see me go in and I'm going to cut one side, then I'm going to cut the other side. I'm going to cut a wedge piece out of here, the bone of the pelvis. And that just helps me when everything comes out the back. It's going to come out just nice and easy. I don't have to fight through or cut through. I mean, you can go up the back end here and you can cut around, like you can cut inside that pelvis. But for me with the bone saw, I'm already splitting his brisket. So I'm going to split that piece out and it's just going to lay his legs open for me, and everything's going to come out the back here. So let's get at it. Okay, so we've opened him up with the hook here. Just opened him up just like a zipper. Went down both sides of his testicles through here, and then right down around to his butt. Go straight around his butthole. So when we come through, we open that piece up. That's all going to come right out. New law here in BC, of course, we got to leave his tail on. So don't forget that, guys. When you skin him out or anything like that to transport, we want to leave proof of sex so the testicles will stay on, and we want to make sure that we leave that tail on now. So here, let's keep going. So here you just feel where the xiphoid process is, that little piece of cartilage right here. So once you feel that, now we know we're in the stomach cavity. So we don't want to get into there yet. So we're going to split this right down to the meat, right down the center here. Just feel the center of the brisket and just go right down like that. Just like so. And once we get to here, now this is where we got to get very, very careful because you don't want to puncture this stomach cavity. So a trick for it, you can go to a smaller knife now. So what I'm going to do is swap over to a smaller little knife. I'm going to get my fingers down in there and I'm going to guide the tip just like this. And I'm going to come through and split that piece out. Okay, so in here now you can see this wedge piece I'm going to cut out. So this is where I'm going to go after the bone saw. I'm going to cut this wedge right out of here, and then that's going to open all this up for me. Then I'm going to split that brisket with the bone saw, be able to go in, cut that out, and start pulling everything backing out. If you prep this now when he's laying flat like this, it just makes life a lot easier without the pressure on his guts. If you kind of got him flat or even head down, keeps that pressure forward. Once you get them done, you roll them this way. So I'm going to pivot them up the hill. Everything's going to slide straight down and out, and then use gravity to give you a hand. I mean, it's not so bad on a whitetail like this, but you get into a big moose or some of these big animals, and boy, oh boy, you got hundreds of pounds of guts here, so it gets a little harder. So let's grab the saw and we'll do this. There's the first cut. There's the second cut. So there's that wedge of bone coming right out. So now you can see here, it's opened that cavity right up for me. So once I get all this cut free, everything's gonna come straight out the back nice and easy. So there we go. Now we can see inside this animal here. This is the diaphragm I was talking about right here. So here's diaphragm that needs to come out. So we're gonna have to go in, we're gonna go up here, cut his esophagus, start pulling everything out, cut that diaphragm free. So you can see all that blood pooling in here. This is where he got hit in the lungs and stuff. There's that lung. So he took a bullet right in the lungs. That's lung there just blowing up. So that's where all the blood, that's where all the blood is. There's a bullet coming in. Took that lung out. So quick, clean kill, the way we like them. So if you got a friend, this is where it gets a little easier for you. They can hold this open. My friend's holding the camera, so it gets a little harder. So because we're not caping this guy, I'm gonna take him right up. I'm gonna split his throat right up further so I can really get in there and cut that esophagus out. If we're gonna cape him, I definitely would not be cutting this far up. We're really stopping that cut down in here. So it makes it a lot harder to do this, but because we're not caping him, I'm gonna take that throat cut right up to the top. And there's the esophagus we want coming out. So just take it up here and just cut it off. Up there like that. Okay, there we go. So this is the piece that's attached to everything. So this is all gonna come out together once I start pulling this. We just gotta get in and start cutting it away now. I'm gonna reposition it, move it so he's downhill. Let gravity do that work for us. Here it all comes there. There's lung and everything. And starting to roll those that diaphragm out. We're gonna pull that esophagus, cut that fat, and there it all comes. Just like that. Cut a little more fat away. Cut that out. There it is. Nice and easy. We just got to clean that blood back out of them now. Get all that washed out. There it is. It's that easy. You see I went to gloves. I put the gloves on so it's just a little easier now. I mean, I don't have a lot of mess on me, so I can just pop the gloves off and clean up. We'll just tip him up, roll that out of him, make sure the blood's out of him, and he's in the truck and he's off to get skinned. So thanks for following us here at Westside Stores YouTube channel, and check us out at westsidestores.ca. Thanks a lot.